Password.
Tupac forever.
Hey mama, I gotta go.
Puppy.
And I don't know why your girl keeps paging me. She tell me that she needs me. Cries when she leaves me. And every time she sees me, she squeezes me. Baby, take it easy. Hate to sound sleazy.
Could the beat go?
Me, I don't want it if it's that easy.
T. After the end of the World War II in 1945, a stricken Jewish nation began searching for a homeland. This movement became known as Zionism. The ideal place for a Jewish nation would be Palestine and centered on Jerusalem, the home of the Jewish people. The Zionist movement gave birth to the nation, today known as Israel. Today, approximately 40% of the world's Jews are concentrated in Israel. The actual existence of the State of Israel has been denied by its neighboring Islamic countries. The Arabs claim that Zionism is criminal, while the Jews debate it's merely a fight for sovereignty. In the 1950s, some Palestinians made the Palestinian National Liberation Movement, or Fatah. This movement was determined on launching a military campaign against Israel. Palestine's more sympathetic neighbor was Syria, while Egypt was more cautious. The Palestinian Mandate, also known as the British Mandate of Palestine, legally administered Palestine and was approved by the League of Nations in 1922. This mandate lasted from 1917 to 1948. This split Palestine up into Palestine and Transjordan. This caused tensions between the Jews and Palestinians over the land. The Palestinians claimed that the land was rightfully theirs because it had been theirs for so many years. The Jews claimed that Israel belonged to them because it's their holy city. Jerusalem and the British government gave them a letter of consent. These claims created conflict between the two cultures, which was moving ever closer to a full-blown war. A Jewish spy discovered plans from various neighboring Arab countries to invade Israel. The Israelis decided that something needed to be done about their neighboring countries' plans of attack. So the great minds in the Israeli government devised a deadly first strike to thwart the Palestinians' plan. Moshe Dayan created a plan to search and destroy the Egyptian and Sudanese planes while they were still on the ground. This plan was risky and could get all the Israeli pilots killed, but it would pay off and give the Israelis an important advantage. The Israelis launched their strike on June 5, 1967, the beginning of the 6-Day War. The Israelis had much more advanced technology than any of the surrounding countries, but they were outnumbered in every other way. The Israelis' airstrike was a huge success and gave them a majority advantage in the quickly decided war. Following the preemptive airstrike, the countries of Jordan, Egypt, and Syria claimed they had no plans to attack Israel in an attempt to gain global popularity in the dispute. A reason Israel was so successful in the 6-Day War was their detailed and proactive planning, which started 10 years before any shots were fired between the two sides. The big thinkers of Israel had a plan to defend against outnumbering Jordan and Egypt combined tanks. Moshe Dayan and the other generals sent a double agent that Nasser trusted, who convinced Nasser to plant trees next to his battlement positions. This kept Egyptian soldiers cool, but it also gave targets for the Israeli tanks. The Israelis covered their tanks with tan sheets to hide their tanks during the heat of the day. Gamal Nasser, as a dictator, took control of the military. Nasser was not well educated on the plans of war and often ended up with his soldiers in the wrong place at the wrong time. Another major reason Israel won the 6-Day War was due to Egypt being forced to end its blockade on the Suez Canal. The Syrian plan was to continually bomb northern Israeli cities and was very effective till the Israeli forces invaded by Golan Heights. On the other hand, Jordan combated Israel by harboring Palestinians and terrorists, which then attacked Israel. All of these combined helped the Israelites defeat massive forces of Egypt, Syria, and Jordan. The 6-Day War created Israel, which means that Israel finally became recognized by the majority of the world. The creation of Israel made a stepping stone into the Middle Eastern world. The Middle East was finally penetrated by a religion other than Islam. There have been many Palestinians that have been displaced in a variety of countries. In recent times, the Gaza Strip has been given to the Palestinians to govern as appeasement. However, daily conflict still ravages Palestine. Today, some are even calling the Israeli campaign genocide. Palestinians claim that the Israelites don't have any right to be in Palestine, even to this day. The creation of Israel has influenced history by making an opening for other religions into the Middle Eastern realm. It will continue to influence history because the entrance to the Middle East has already been open to influences around the world and will be more open to globalization. Many countries, such as Egypt, were required to sign treaties with Israel, recognizing them and practically stating they gave up. Iran, however, remains Palestine's main advocate to this day. Many countries, such as Iran, threaten to nuke Israel, which stirs tension even more. To pile on the tension between Israel and its neighboring countries is the dispute between water. This problem has gotten much larger since the British Mandate that split up Palestine into a perforated territory. The land given to Israel in this mandate gave Jews better land, including more water and strategic and defendable territory. What the future holds troubles many to this day. A nuclear war, perhaps? A World War III? Only time will tell.
Your move, sir.
Sir, I think we should put our queen right there. The checkmate the Jewish king.
Nah, bro, I think I'm gonna go my checker here.
But sir, they have over 300 tanks in that area.
I faith in my boys, bro.
They have no chance to take out 300 tanks.
Get out!
Paco, come here, I got a task for you. Yes, sit down, kneel before me. Kneel. You know, Paco, I have a job for you. I want you to go to Nasser, and I want you to tell him to plant trees by his people. This will give his people shade. But he does not know that we will be pointing our tanks at those trees.
Oh, sir, you are so smart.
I know.
I would do anything for the Jewish cause.
Oh, I know you will. Now get out of my cause. Yes, go. Man, you know what I heard? I heard some Jews moved in next door.
I can't believe they stole our land, man.
Yeah, we should totally like mop the floors of them.
Yeah.
Hey, Jew, you better get out of our land, or I'm gonna punch you in your shirt.
I can see where you've made the misconception, but I have lived here for many, many years.
No.
It's my land, sir.
We gonna punch you in your shirt.
You have been warned, sir.
Bring it on, little Jew.
Coming! Ha!
Man, I heard some Jews moved in next neighborhood.
Yeah, I can't believe they stole. Dude.
Wow.